Well, telecom companies have been in focus on account of the compensatory tariff order that's come in from the TRAI. Joining us now to explain to us whether there can be conciliation on the road ahead is the chairman of the TRAI, Mr. RS Sharma. Mr. Sharma, I appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV 18. The adversarial relationship with the TRAI and the telecom industry has been a thing of the past as well, and that continues, unfortunately. The telcos are claiming that your order could impact them to the tune of 54,000 crore rupees. You rubbish that. You say the impact, if at all, could be as low as 200 crore rupees. What are we to make of this?
Well, let me first clarify that there is no adversarial relationship as you have been making it out to be. It's absolutely, we are the industry regulator, and I think we are working within the framework and with the twin objectives of balancing the interest of all these stakeholders, at the same time ensuring that there is a healthy growth of the industry. So there is no adversarial relationship.
Okay.
That's part one. The second issue is that the order for compensation for call drops has been issued by TRAI after a public consultation.
Right.
So it is not necessarily the kind of TRAI's whims and fancies because of that the order has been issued. It is after deliberations and after consulting all these stakeholders that the order has been issued.
But is there room for rethink as far as that order is concerned? I know the telecom operators have now petitioned the DOT and the government to try and see if there could be a resolution via media that could be arrived at. The last meeting that took place with you between the operators, the order stands as is. Is there room now for a rethink or review of any sort as far as this order is concerned?
See, this order itself, if you have read the order, it itself says that the TRAI will review this order again after a lapse of 6 months. And then
but it comes into effect from January.
Absolutely. It does come into effect from January. And that is something which has been issued. It is subject to review after 6 months. So that review process is built in into that.
January will stand as of now?
Absolutely, as of now, unless there is a competent authority which nullifies, modifies, whatever.
If the DOT were to intervene and to say that let's try and work this out, is there then a possibility that the January order...
There is a set process as to how the regulations issued by TRAI can be challenged. And if that set process is set into motion and there is a competent authority's order which says that this should be modified, nullified, whatever, set aside, we are fine with that.
Which means that if it goes to court, which in all likelihood...
I'm not making that a statement. I'm only saying that as of now the order stands, still it stands modified by a competent authority.
In your last meeting with telecom operators, and operators who've been speaking to us say that there have been improvements. They're not, by the way, denying the fact that there are issues as far as connectivity is concerned, even as far as network is concerned. They're saying we acknowledge that, we're trying to work on it. We would like more time to try and work with the regulator. But you're saying at this point in time, the order for January will stand and will continue, and the resolution, if any, can continue post that.
Let me share some facts with you. The TRAI had conducted the road test to find the details and the statistics about network health in the city of Mumbai and Delhi. In the month of June. And then, as you know, I had joined on 10th of August. So thereafter, we had a discussion with the operators. And operators assured us in the month of, I think, early September. 9th September was, I think, the date when they had the meeting. And they assured us that they will work very hard to improve the situation. And we said, yeah, we believe you. We have no issues on that. And what is the ultimate objective? Ultimate objective is that the customers must get the value for their money. They must get a proper service. So we said, let's work on it. And on 28th of September and 29th of September, probably these are the dates, we conducted another road test on the same roads, on the same situations. Unfortunately, there is not much improvement. No substance. There are improvements maybe here and there, and
but
there
it's
are
not substantial.
It's not substantial at all. It cannot be called substantial. So thereafter, in fact, we conducted road test in 5 more cities at the same time. And then I shared the results with them, saying that there is no improvement and you need to make improvements. So I don't think the work done thus far really gives us comfort that there have been improvements.
Okay. So clearly you're disappointed with the efforts that have been made by the telecom operators at this point in time to improve the quality of service. But if I can talk to you about the implications and the math that's being put out by both sides, because you say that if the order is implemented from January, the impact for the industry will be 200 crore rupees. The industry says 54,000 crore rupees. Scenario one, if 10% of the subscribers claim compensation, the yearly impact will be 10,826 crore rupees. Scenario 2, 50% claim 54,000 crore rupees, and you're saying 200 crore rupees, sir.
The total number of outgoing calls in a year is 103,000 crores.
Okay.
Which, in terms of millions and billions, if you talk, it is 1,030 trillion, calls.
Calls, yeah.
A year. Overall statistics, and, when we talk of statistics, maybe, it is very small somewhere, but very large. So essentially the problem arises when there is a huge variation in the statistics.
Right.
Overall statistics is 0.77% call drops.
Okay.
And we are talking of all call drops.
Okay.
That number, 103,000 crores, 77%, comes to 800 crore calls a year. 800 crores is the number of dropped calls a year.
Okay.
And if you assume that this situation remains as
is
bad as it is the last 1 year, the maximum, and every call is compensated by 1 rupee, then the total amount will be 800 crores only in a year, which means 200 crores per quarter. Even the COAI letter which they have given to me, they have actually indicated an amount of 1,038 crores. So we are not really very different. Second, now 800 crores is the total call dropped. We are thinking, our order says that we will compensate only those calls which get dropped in the originating network.
Okay.
So if I am calling from Airtel to Vodafone, and if the call drops at the Vodafone leg, the person will not get a compensation. So out of this 800 crores, if we take a fair statistics, of let's say 75% calls are the ones which originate and terminate in the same network,
right,
then it will be 600 crores. Second, this also has all call dropped. 800 crores is total call dropped. Now if you truncate this distribution by 3, it will come down further.
Okay.
So what they are talking about 54,000 crores is they are assuming that 50% of the people of this country, because there are 1 billion, mobile connections. So 500 million people of this country will run to cause call drops, right?
So you believe they're creating an alarm?
No, this is an insult to the customers. You can't sort of do this. People will, certainly there will be certain number of people who will game the system, who will try to game the system. I'm not denying that fact. But to assume that 50% people of this country or all people of this country will just, with a way to earn 3 rupees, will run from, go to lift and come out of the lift to do that, that's really unfortunate.
So you believe that they're trying to create an alarmist situation?
No, I'm not believing or not believing anything. I'm just saying that I've given you facts.
Yeah.
The total number of call dropped per year is 800 crores. So the total penalty can at the best be 800 crores if they continue with the same call drop situation. Now if you are saying that it will be thousands of crores, the only way it can happen is people game the system. I'm saying that you can't assume everybody gaming the system. There will be people gaming the system, but then all the telcos at the back end have a fraud detection engine, and that fraud detection engine will be able to find out patterns as to which are the customers who are making, who are earning 3 rupees every day, while they make 4 calls, 3 of them get dropped. So this kind of outliers which are gaming the system can always be identified.
Okay, but the other problem that companies have raised is the execution aspect as far as this particular order is concerned, the practical aspects of this order and how it will be implemented and executed. Do you believe that that is going to be a challenge? I mean, at the end of the day, how do you monitor, how is this going to finally pan out?
Well, I think TRAI has a pool of technology people who understand telecom industry. And we had a huge deliberation on this issue, both with public and both internally. And we are convinced that the kind of back-end systems, the kind of intelligence those systems have got, it is eminently technically feasible to implement this solution. Every activity gets logged. And I'm told that in many systems, there are more than 100 codes generated by the back-end system for a specific reason of call drop.
Okay.
So if a call drop because somebody's balance, got exhausted, or if a call drop because somebody's battery died, that call drop will be logged there at the system as the call drop which happened due to this reason.
Okay.
So it is not, correct to say that this is a non-implementable order.